up my mind. Knows I may be to waste your time. Won't you make up your mind? Even the freaky pouring, the light never faded. You got me so shining, 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 shining. Beyond the stars, just you and I, deep in your eyes. Baby, know that I'm not playing. It's for real, no regrets. I'm so done, you know, looking back. So you better hold me tight, yeah. If you don't wanna be lost in my memories, then be my lover, not best friend. I know that my heart is chasing. Gotta say that I can't help, but I'm so into you.
What's up, Zeroverse? Welcome back to another stream. I'm Xeromessiah. Chat, how are you? Happy Monday, Zeroverse. What a Monday. What a Monday it is, man. What a what's a Monday? What a Monday, right? It's, man, you know, it's always funny, like as a streamer, chat, where it's like, especially on Mondays and Fridays, I try to like get us hype, you know, because we're like gonna shake our A, we're gonna have some fun, you know. And it's like right before, it's like a little bit before you start streaming. Oh my God, Moon Man. I can't believe you have that in emote form. Bro, T introduced me to that and we use it on the Discord. I laugh so much. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's so funny. But yeah, it's like, you know, you're getting ready to like stream. You're like, we're gonna have a great day, and all of a sudden, you just get news and gaming info that's just like the worst. So we are gonna chat today. So, all right. First of all, chat. Let's talk about the schedule for this week. So I actually need to make the schedule because I didn't get a chance to because I was waiting to hear about a couple things. However, today's stream is probably going to be a shorter stream because what I really wanted to do was talk about what just, you know, was announced with Xbox. I'm sure you guys have feelings and thoughts, so we can talk about that a bit. We didn't get a chance to talk about the goddamn PlayStation physical disc ending, and I want to talk about that a little bit. I know you guys had many thoughts. We were talking about it a little bit on Discord. Blood of Dawnwalker got an 8-minute exclusive gameplay thing from IGN that I wanted to check out as well. So I figured like we would do that today, and I'm gonna probably make it a 5-stream week. So we're gonna do today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Tomorrow and Wednesday, we are going to be playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. A huge thank you to Ubisoft, who have given us early access. I was gonna originally play it today, but there's some information I got earlier today that I was like, you know what, like, it might be a good idea for me to do it Tuesday and Wednesday for various reasons. And also I was like, if we end up talking for some hours today, I don't really want to like rush that. So Assassin's Creed tomorrow and Thursday makes sense, or tomorrow and Wednesday makes sense. Then we can do a day of Witcher, and then we got something on Friday. So it's like a crazy week. There's a lot going on. But I'll make the schedule so and put it up so we all know later tonight or tomorrow morning. But yeah, I was like, I could do it today and Tuesday, play Resynced. But if we're gonna chill and if we're gonna talk and if we're gonna hang out, that cuts quite a bit of time, and it's better to just like do this like a shorter stream. Once the stream is done, I'm gonna probably do a little bit of work that I have to do since I'm not gonna be off on Wednesday, and then we just make it work, right? But chat, how are you? How are you guys this weekend? Those of us who are in America, we celebrated the 4th of July, which was great. Well, I say great. I didn't really do anything except make some burgers, chat. Chat, how many of you would have eaten this burger if I had made it for you, chat? What's up, Casey Nova? A mega talk is us. We're just gonna do a huge talk about what's going on, you know. So just a mega talk, just talking, you know. You'd eat a Kaiser K9, thank you. The burgers came out very well. I'm gonna make them again today. And then, if you guys want to see something crazy, I also made some pulled goddamn pork. Oh, you're thinking Mega Man, Casey. Oh, no. Actually, that's probably my fault. Mega Talk does sound like Mega Man, right? That's probably my fault. I'm so sorry. And yes, the pulled pork came out great. I ended up making enough pulled pork for 75 people. So I'm going to be freezing a ton of it to have throughout the next month, like when I want. Because I don't want to eat all of it right now. It's a lot. I think they ended up giving me like a 10-pound pork shoulder. And I used it all, man. I used it all, chat. It was great, you know. They ate some Carolina Gold ribs, mustard-based sauce, collard greens, and leftover cornbread dressing. Move, fuck! All right, Kaiser K9. All right. Let's not get too crazy. I don't normally super eat. Sorry, Dad. That was another message. I don't usually eat before stream. Don't make me hungry. Also, let me say hi to everybody, chat. I got so distracted. Stream Elements, Le Reb, Moon Man, thank you so much again for that frickin'. I can't believe you have that baby emote. That's so funny. Xeromessiah, Mage Inquisitor. Mage, thank you so much for the resub for 34 months. I truly appreciate it, Mage. Hope you're having a great day. Illuminator, Chucky. Mage Inquisitor, thank you so much for the 130 stream streak as well. That's a lot of streams. That's a lot of streams. Some people would say, I haven't even done that many streams. But I believe you, you know? I believe you. Also, Chucky, yes, this song is from the Stellar Blade Blood Rain trailer. They finally released the 2 songs from the trailer. And I knew that like me and Sphinxian people really wanted this song. So I was like, I gotta play it, right? And then I was like, when I was reading all the news, I was like, there's just kind of, the vibe just kind of fits. We're not happy, you know? Not exactly. Casey Nova, great to see you. Thank you so much again for joining us. Kaiser K9, great to see you as well. Jas, before it was cool. What's up, Jas? How you doing? Great to see you. Yeah, it sounds very Stellar Blade, right? And Stellar Blade, you guys probably know Stellar Blade. I love their music. I'm a huge fan of the Stellar Blade game. So I was ready. All right. The Wonder, sorry chat. Wonder tagged me and called me out. That son of a bitch. Lit. If he jumps in the stream, I'll yell at him. But yeah, I hope you guys had a great weekend. Like I said, I mostly just chilled. As is tradition, I watched Independence Day with the Discord because, of course, that's how we celebrate, right? But yeah, I just mostly like chilled. I did some work because I had some stuff coming up this week. A bunch of editing and a bunch of just emailing back and forth and getting some information about some stuff. Just, you know, just all good stuff. Okay, excellent. Yeah, I just got to update on something else. But yeah, Kaiser, sounds like you ate pretty good. I was telling the patrons on my Discord. By the way, chat, we're in a new month. If you guys want to check out my Patreon, make sure you do. I think I'm gonna start reminding people at the beginning of the year, or Jesus, at the beginning of the month, because if you're trying to get any of the things that take like 3-4 months, like finding out at the beginning of the month is a good idea. So chat, check out our Patreon. It's cool. We hang out. It's cool. But I was telling them that like I like ribs, but ribs are not the main protein choice I would choose. You know what I mean, Zeroverse? You know what I'm talking about? Like if I had a choice, ribs are not what I would usually go for. I think ribs is like 6th or 7th maybe. So it's like I get like I enjoy ribs, especially good ones, but like, you know, I do what I gotta do. That's just how it is. But yeah, 6th. Oh God, damn it, Rep. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't try. I tried not to. Texas has left the chat. Listen, F Texas, bro. Texas think they got the only things. They always talk about everything big in Texas. Texas the biggest state. That ain't true. Lying motherfucker. I get you. I love steak and lamb more than ribs personally. You know what's funny, Kaiser? I don't actually know if I've ever had lamb. It's possible that at some point. It's possible. Sorry, Chad. There's something I gotta quickly take care of. It's possible that I've had lamb in a gyro, in a gyro, but even then, I'm not sure. Like, I'm not actually sure if I've ever like eaten lamb. Doesn't lamb also go bad really fast? Like basically, the moment you buy it, you have to run into the kitchen and cook it, or it gets bad and is horrible, right? Whoa, hold on, chat. Sorry. I just gotta. There's like a business thing I have to finish right quick. What the heck? Interesting that it went back that way. Okay. That's not bad. It's just surprising, you know? Sorry, Chad. One sec. Okay, that should be fine. That should be fine. Okay. You guys are like, why is Zero doing that? Maybe Zero just loves the song, okay? Maybe I just love the song. Oh, I still have Rainy Mood going. Let me turn that off right quick. Whoops. Sorry, chat. It's really good with potatoes? Really? Ribs used to be your all-time favorite, Jazz? I get it. Like, succulent ribs are really good. They are. You know? Yeah, I think so. I hear it's very fatty. Yeah, if you freeze it, that's granted. It can last a while. Yeah. We always put it in the freezer, then cook it months later. That's fair. Yeah, it's like you can't leave it out or something, right? It's kind of like seafood where, like, they cook it, like, they kill the stuff at the restaurant because whatever bacteria F's with seafood is, like, so fast that if you leave it out, it just goes bad so quickly, right? We've cooked a leg of lamb. We marinate it in a mustard-based sauce to tenderize it, put it on top of some potatoes, and cook it in the oven. Ooh. See, that actually sounds kind of great. And that would explain, there was a restaurant I used to order from called Campus Pizza and Gyro. That's a horrible name, but they basically were like I want to say they were like a Greek restaurant, I think, kinda. Every time the dude would come to Hofstra to deliver the food, we'd answer the phone. We go, hello. He'd go, you order campus? And we were like, yeah. They had some of the best food I'd ever eaten. And one of the things I remember is that they had the gyros. Chad, is it gyro, or gyro? What is it? I don't say the word enough. Is it the same as like the mechanical piece, or do they say it technically differently? Also, what's up, Hoover fam? How you doing, man? Euros? That sounds made up. Kiasa says. I feel like Kiasa is trying to trick me, chat. He wants me to say Euros? I don't know if that's true. Gyros? I also think that Hoover is also trying to trick me. What's up, Fada Shock? How you doing? It's Euros? What, really? I've already said Euro with the suggestion of a G. For what I know, it's Euro. Yeah, really? Euros? It's really Euros? Really? Child, I will be real with you. So, you know how like I like jokingly say words a lot? And like I'll hear words said jokingly and I'll love how they say it like weirdly and I'll say it. I'm gonna be real with you. I had no idea. I in my head when I think of it, I think of like gyro. It's like if I really think about it, so it's Euro. I don't know if I like that. I don't know. Chat, can we all agree to say it differently? Do you guys agree with me? Do you guys want to say it a different way? I feel so bad. Yes, this is trying to tell me the truth. And I immediately was like, they're trying to trick me. This is how it is, chat, sometimes, you know. No, I don't want the Greek gods on my back. That's fair. That's fair, Red. All Americans say it differently. It's true, Jazz. But that's part of it because we don't know anything. And also because sometimes they're trolls like me. If I say it the other way, it's gyro or gyro, like Ja Rule. Do you say it like Ja Rule, Chucky? I used to say gyros for the long time. Yeah, no, I think one of my like siblings said gyros when they were younger. I say gyro sometimes because, chat, hold on. We're gonna get to a conversation in a minute. But it's great to see you all. I haven't seen you all in a few days, so it's always great to catch up. But there's one of the things that's always in my mind is here. I might as well pull it up for you guys. Either way, the food is good. You were goddamn right, Faded. Faded, thank you. Faded, you literally helped me. The reason I brought it up is I was gonna say something and I forgot. You reminded me. Thank you. I was gonna say that. Oh, that's funny. I was gonna say that. Oh, that's funny. I was gonna say that. The Campus Pizza and Gyro. I'm trying to say it better now. The dish that I mostly ordered from them was like grilled chicken with spinach and mozzarella on rice. Oh my god, it was so fucking good, chat. But sometimes we would also order the gyros, and one of the things we loved is that they would give us like a gyro platter. And so I usually did like chicken or steak. Maybe I did lamb once. I don't really remember. But the reason I thought of it, Kaiser, is because you talked about the potatoes, right? And they would always serve the platter with like a side of like thick cut fries. And we would put the fries in the gyro and eat it together, and it was so good. Chat, when you're like studying in law school and you're just studying and studying, and it's the weekend and you need something that just gonna taste fucking good, man. It was so good. Oh my god. It was so good. So that makes sense that potatoes would work well. You need to get the halloumi fries? What the F is a halloumi fry? Reb, can you making up stuff? Halloumi fries? Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. What is this going on, bro? Oh, shit. Okay, that look good. What the F is this? I know mozzarella sticks. There's so much I gotta learn in these streets. There's so much I gotta learn, Reb. I'm just trying. We need to one day. I need to do more of like food from around the world and just try stuff. There's so much I haven't tried because I'm such a basic bitch, you know. It's not even that I don't like food or trying food. I just don't. Chat, you know how like you get into like a rut where you don't try stuff, like you just eat the stuff you know you like? It's halloumi. I'm probably butchering how to say that, but halloumi cheese. I don't know what halloumi cheese is. Is that made from a halloum? They're made by slicing a block of firm Cypriot halloumi cheese into baton strips, lightly coating them, and cooking them until they get a crunchy outer crust with a soft, squeaky center. Because halloumi cheese has an incredibly high melting point, it holds its exact shape perfectly without oozing. Well, that's brilliant. Wow. Yeah, you know, I've had pork buns like once, Zen. What's up, by the way, Zenny? How you doing? We live near a store called Lidi that has some Greek products. Yeah, it's like the funny thing is I like different foods and I like trying stuff, but like the last time I really tried new stuff was in New York, you know? Cuz in New York where I was living on Long Island, there was so much variety of food everywhere. That's where I was introduced to like halal. Um so there was so much variety and I could like just order something random and just try stuff. There's like a little bit of stuff like that here, but I've been chat, I'm gonna be real, where I live here in Colorado, the food sometimes is very hit or miss. And I don't really know why. But like we talked about like how I was a KFC boy because I was from the South. And then when I moved to New York, everybody was like Popeyes is the goat, and like Lily Charles, one of my favorite streamers, she was like Popeyes is it. And so I tried Popeyes and I was like, wow, I actually do like this. This is pretty nice. And then I moved here and I tried numerous times and ordered Popeyes. And I'd have to order the spicy just to have any kind of flavor. And sometimes I still order them occasionally because I do like their sides. But it sucks because I'm like, if I could combine KFC with sides, I'd be happier. But you know, alas, you know, you know. To quote that one line from Sleeping Dogs, any man who's never had a pork bun is never a real man. Jesus. I mean, they are good. That is true. Let's be real. Right. What are they famous for food wise in Colorado? I'll be real, Hoover. I feel like it's like beer and cheese. I don't actually know. Let's ask Google AI. What food is Colorado famous for? Spicy green chili, game meats like bison, and the notoriously unique Rocky Mountain oysters. Ugh, that's the fuck out of here. Yes, why do I waste my goddamn time, man? Yeah, Hoover. I mean, at least that's something where I like they probably can't get too wrong because somebody has said it. Although, chat, Caleb City made a video that's so funny, man. Um, where he asked the AI to list all the fruits that end in and the AI said the fruits that end with are applum, bananum. He was like, what? It goes, and coconut. And I laughed because I was like, oh, that's so silly. AI is so dumb. And so I looked it up and literally the AI said that to me, chat. I asked him like what ends in and it said applum, bananum, some other stuff, and coconut. And I was like, this world is doomed. You know. That's why you gotta trust everybody, chat. You gotta trust your heart. Cause man. Like I don't mind looking up like the AI summary, answering some things where I know a lot of people talk about it, where it's like I'm gonna get some information and I can make a decision. But if it's like important stuff, I absolutely do not. Or if they try to give me their recommendation, I go to the T. I go to the source. And I look and I'm like, what the fuck y'all talking about over here, dude? And it's like, yeah, this random Reddit thread from 2022. I'm like, why is that a source that the AI thinks is credible? Like, what is going on? It's so weird, man. It's so weird. God. Yeah, research is important. So if it's something I don't really super care about, like what food is important in Colorado, you know, that's fine. Like, I'm not gonna like ruin my life, you know? But if it's like, I don't know, anything important, I do not use it at all. You know. All right, chat. All right. Is this the song I should play while we're talking about this? Is this gonna give weird vibes, or should we do the Levski soundtrack, chat? Chat, do you guys want this like pop song? Do you want Levski that's like emotional and sad and hopeful? Do you guys want this music? Have I seen the solo leveling thing? I saw a thing about, what is it, Karma? Yeah, I finally saw a little bit that, yeah, it's gonna get a movie. I mean, look, this music I don't want us to be too sad, chat. Let's just chill with like a little bit of a good vibe. So, most of you probably woke up and saw this, right? And I'm okay. First of all, Wander, you bitch. No one knows where I got all the lay stuff from. All right, it could have been from my French Canadian friends in World of Warcraft. It could have been. Nobody knows, bro. It's been too long. All right. Yeah, bro, you gotta send it to me. Bro, please. It's like legitimately possible that I got it from One Piece. It's like really possible. It's been so long, you know. All right, so chat. Xbox is set to lay off 3,200 employees, 20% of its workforce, as part of a company reset. In addition, Xbox is spinning off and/or selling 5 of its first-party studios: Arcane Lion, Compulsion Games, Double Fine, Ninja Theory, and Undead Labs. So, I feel like a ton of us were expecting this, right? Or rather, expecting something like this. Given what they have been talking about, what Asha had been saying, we knew there was going to be a bit more of a reckoning than even what was happening before. But 20% of its workforce is huge. And in a moment, we're gonna read, because I did not read her full statement yet. Because I wanted to read it with you guys, but it's a big deal. Yeah, it's still crap. It still sucks, I should say. Yeah, 5 of them are getting sold or spun off, which means that there is a path for those companies to survive, potentially get bought by somebody else or go independent, whatever, right? Like that is hope, which is good. Rather than just saying we're shutting the doors, get the F out. Now, we're gonna read what she said, Chad. But here's what I want to start by saying. And I want to be very like clear about how I feel. I was talking to some people about it this weekend in general. And it was before this was announced, but it was just like me looking at the terrain, analyzing it, because we'll talk about what this means for Xbox, what it means for the gaming industry, and what it really makes me worried about when it comes to PlayStation and competition. Because for me, that's like where things are going to potentially get very bad. And like, we're all kind of like waiting with bated breath, right? But this is what I want to say. I think it sucks when people lose their jobs. Like full stop. I think that Xbox kind of effed itself in the past by gobbling up all these studios, spending all this money going, yeah, we're gonna do it, with no real plan, especially considering that they were wanting to utilize Game Pass so much, even though Game Pass, we knew, was a great value for the consumer, not necessarily the greatest things for these companies and Xbox itself. This was something that like everybody had been talking about for years, chat. You can go back and like, I think it was like Shuhei was talking about it, Sean Layden was talking about it. Like everybody was talking about like this model is not what it appears to be, you know? But we were very, I think most of us were very concerned when they bought so many companies. And then once, and it wasn't just Xbox, it was also, Reb, who was the company that bought like Tomb Raider and everybody? Was it Embracer Group? Are they who I'm thinking about? You know? Because I think Embracer Group was doing some very similar stuff. And we were all like, no. Like that's a horrible decision. Like, you don't just buy like 20 star athletes and go, okay, now make a basketball team. Like that's gonna win the championship. That's not how it works, right? So Embracer obviously fell apart in a lot of ways. Xbox started to break apart. Stuff started to suck. And we were coming this way. So Reb has kind of touched on this a little bit of what I'm gonna say in the chat. But like my big thing, chat, is that it sucks that people are losing their jobs, especially so many people. Gaming industry is having a huge issue right now. It sucks, right? But I don't blame Asha for that. And this is why. Hold on, give me 1 sec, chat. Sorry. Sorry about that. I don't blame her for this, and this is why. I made a comparison to, you guys remember the DCU? The DC Universe? And you remember how a lot of people don't like it? I'm not one of those people, but a lot of people didn't like it. It was having issues. And they eventually were like, we're gonna bring in James Gunn to like create a new one and save it and give us like whatever, right? And one of the first things he did was basically be like, I'm gonna be switching up who is in whatever role. So Henry Cavill, no longer Superman. Ben Affleck, no longer Batman, right? All that stuff. And in a way, it sucked because like I liked Henry Cavill as Superman. I liked Ben Affleck as Batman, especially with what the Snyder Universe was doing. But when somebody is coming in and they have a vision, and James Gunn talked about this, they have a vision and they're asked to basically take the ship in a different direction or save the ship, they have to be given the freedom to do what they feel they have to do to save the ship. You can't call somebody in to save the ship and you say, okay, come save us, but you can't do anything. You can't change anything, you can't cut anything, you can't add anything. Everything has to be the exact same, but we need you to save it. We all know that's not possible, right? It's just not. That's not how it works. So, from the moment that Asha came in, she's been very open and very direct with how she's talked about what's going on, which I do appreciate. But it was very clear that when she came in, that some things were gonna have to change. And unfortunately, because the higher-ups before her at Xbox effed things up so badly and were so greedy, a lot of people who did good work or worked on great stuff are basically getting the short end of the stick, because that's how it always happens in greed capitalism. The people who are on the lower, totem pole, they always get effed. And the people who previously put them in that horrible situation go off and make millions or get bonuses or get hired by other places and just don't give a F, right? So I don't blame Asha for this at all. I think she's doing exactly what they asked her to do, what she had to do, which is come in, look at all the parts of the Xbox ship that is sinking, that's leaking, find a way to patch it, and see if the ship can be saved. And that's what she has to do. Even though it hurts, even though it's painful, even though it sucks, she has to do that. Now, whether it's gonna work is a whole different question that we'll figure out in the future, right? Only time will tell. But she's doing what she has to do. But it sucks. 3,200 people in the gaming industry are losing their jobs, while some gaming companies and some execs are making some of the most money they've ever made. It's insane. I don't remember the gaming industry ever feeling like this to me. And maybe it's because I was naive, maybe it's because I was a young bish. You know, maybe it's because I was so busy, but I swear, I don't remember this gaming, this hobby that I love, feeling so dire. And not feeling so dire like a few months, but like, it's been years where we all have felt this like drag, you know? Just like, as cool as some of the gaming stuff has been, we have felt this like, just like something just pulling us down, man. The industry needs a reset. The parity is unsustainable now. Yeah. That's what this kind of is, right? Disparity. Yeah. No, I get what you mean. And that's what this partially is. Asha trying to do, I believe I'm saying her name right. If I'm not, please let me know, chat. Doing a reset to try to cut off leave the core and get Xbox to where it needs to be to like survive and grow. And like I said, I want to read her full message so we can go through, you know. Oh man, it's so wild, dude. Like even though I think a lot of us expected this, I didn't expect this big. I legitimately didn't expect this much. You know, and maybe that's because I didn't want to believe it, but man. Also, chai lattes are a great chat. Okay. This is an important email I sent today to all employees at Xbox. Team, we are beginning the most significant restructure in Xbox history. After careful consideration, I've made the difficult decision to reduce our team by approximately 3,200 throughout financial year 2027. This will include approximately 1,600 roles eliminated today, and in addition, 4 studios will leave Xbox to new management. I recognize that a year-long restructuring creates additional challenges. Unfortunately, it is not possible to make all the necessary changes in a single day, and I wanted to be direct about the scale. I love that. It's not like sugarcoating it. It's like, hey, this is the decision. It sucks. It's going to take a while. I want to be clear about what we're doing. This is how people, and that's why, by the way, chat, as a quick aside, there's a reason why it has so many likes. Partially because it's news and everybody's sharing it, but also like people appreciate honesty and sincerity, even when it's rough, you know? People don't like when you bullshit them, you know? Like they might like it a little bit, but after a while they're just like, oh, you're just saying whatever to like make me feel better, so I just like you. People hate that. I know this is painful. These changes will directly affect people who have poured their creativity into building Xbox. Many joined us through acquisitions, while others were recruited here or sought us out because they loved this industry and loved Xbox. Today's decisions do not reflect their talent or dedication. Our business today is not healthy. We are operating at margins that are 3 to 10 times lower than comparable platform and publishing businesses. We entered Gen 9 with a smaller install base and a higher cost structure. To grow, we bet on Game Pass, multi-platform, and a broader portfolio of content. While those businesses have created meaningful value, they did not grow at the pace we expected. As that happened, our core business weakened. We added more teams, more investment, and more time, hoping for a better outcome. And now the industry is facing the most severe hardware crisis in its history. We must reset Xbox. By the way, chat, FAI. One day when AI is what it actually is supposed to be, artificial intelligence, and when AI is used for the betterment of the world and for people, it will be a wonderful thing. But what? These same people grifting the same way the crypto boys grifted, like the same way the NFT boys grifted, it's crazy, man. God, it's crazy. And as was echoed by Max, and as some people apparently didn't really understand, at least here in America, we have an administration right now that does not give a fuck. And it sucks. Which is why we basically here in America, we're basically looking towards our state and local governments to try to help. It sucks, man. Hoover, it is, yeah, the modern day monorail guy from The Simpsons. It is, bro. Also, what's up, Ashley Fox? How you doing? AI will never be what it's supposed to be because the people that are in charge of it are not responsible enough. That's a fair point, Reb. That's a fair point. The way they are currently built and running the AI data centers is horrible overall for the world. Yes, it is horrible for the world. It's horrible for pollution. It's horrible for electrical grids, water facilities. It's horrible for sound. It's horrible. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. You know. The EU will probably help before your state reps do. Yeah, there are some states that are kind of fighting it, but it's unfortunately because it's so uneven, right? Some states buy into the grift, some states don't. It's such a cluster F. Tech bros ruining the field I have interested in. I know, Zen. I know. First, we will reset our content portfolio. Since 2018, we have aggressively expanded our studio portfolio, while the number of games created each month across the industry now outpaces the last 10 years combined. We now find ourselves competing not only with the largest publishers, but also with smaller independent studios. It is neither possible nor desirable to own every great independent studio. We've also learned that we are not the best home for every type of studio. A typical year, we lost 64 cents for every dollar we invested. Holy shit. As we reset Xbox, we will help independent creators succeed by providing open development tools and audiences to realize their vision. This is great, chat. Again, being very serious and very honest about what the fuck is going on and how bad it is. Losing 64 cents on every dollar is unsustainable. That is death, chat. Also, I love the whole point here that not only is it not possible, but we shouldn't own every independent studio. We shouldn't own every studio. They don't work with our, like, how Xbox is. That's not how we make them better. Not all of them. That's huge. Yes, that is correct. I'm glad to hear her say that. It's funny because, like, oh man. I wonder what Devolver's gonna have to say. Yeah, your money is better staying in a bank than being invested in Xbox. Yeah, Rev. Yeah, and that's what she's trying to do, right, Mage? Like, this is basically like, to make it kind of visceral, this is like a triage situation where somebody comes in and you realize that they have gangrene and, like, they're gonna lose their legs, one of their arms, one of their eyes, or they die. And it sucks, but you're like, we have to do what we can do now, or soon it'll be too late, you know? You guys think that Microsoft is gonna let Xbox continue to hemorrhage money like this and become more and more expensive and more hemorrhaging? Or is there gonna come a point where Xbox is gonna say, yeah, we're done? This is like painful and the better of two answers for the consumer. And we'll get to why in just a little bit. Compulsion Games and Double Fine Productions will return to management and transition to independent studios with their IP, catalog, and runway for their next games. Ninja Theory and Undead Labs have entered terms to join new ownership with funding to complete and grow Senua State of Decay 3. In France, Arcane's management is beginning required consultation with its Works Council to review potential strategic options. We are also making reductions across other units, in some cases shifting investments to focus on higher priority projects. These changes vary in size across Activision, Bethesda, ZeniMax, Blizzard, King, Mojang, and Xbox Game Studios. None of our first-party publicly announced games or projects are being canceled as part of these reductions. That's good. That's honestly really good to hear, right? But man, not gonna lie, the guys who sold Activision Blizzard to Xbox made out kind of like bandits, right? In addition, Mojang and King will now report directly to me, Asha. These two studios have increasingly become platforms and are our largest by monthly active players. They bring critical geographic, demographic, and differentiation to Xbox. Secondly, we will reset our platform. We know that great technology gets better when it gets simpler, not bigger. Today, in some parts of the company, work passes through as many as 14 layers of management. Holy Now, this is Chad. This is partially going to what Wander was saying, what Reb were saying. Where a question of like, this can't sustain. We all know that like AAA gaming has ballooned to the point where you have agencies and committees where you go, hey, I want to fix this light bulb. And you have to go through 7 different layers for somebody to say yes. And then 7 different layers for somebody to say who do it and why and when. When it could be done in about an hour. This, and I think it's like the hiring of voice actors slash, body models now, I think is like the most expensive part of AAA game development. Callie G, thank you so much for the resub at tier 2 for 71 months. Thank you so much, Callie G. How you doing, bro? We talk about that real shit, dude. And it's like, so on the one hand, chat, I completely understand AAA development having multiple layers because you're reaching more audiences, stuff costs more. You can't let people just go rogue and do random stuff without communicating with people. It's impossible. However, at most, this layer should be maybe at 5 or 6. 14 layers of management is insanity. That's insane. That's partially why stuff takes so long and why stuff gets lost in translation and why stuff is so rigid. It makes sense why they delayed updates on series consoles towards the end of Phil's reign now. 14 layers of management going through each update is madness. Yeah, that's insanity, truly. Yeah, exactly, Kyle. This is why it takes forever to get things done. Now, on the one hand, again, I want to be clear here. In a AAA, multi-million, potentially billion type of situation, having multiple layers, having areas that are governed by people who then have to work together makes sense. You can't have Peter just decide to get on and change a piece of coding or change how something works that then creates headaches for the rest. Like, you can't do that. But again, there's a middle ground. 14 layers is insanity. Our platform teams are 40% larger than they were at the start of the generation, even as our player base and playtime have declined. That complexity has slowed decisions, blurred accountability, made it harder to deliver for players. As we reset Xbox, we will simplify. We will reduce management layers to no more than 5. It's almost like, chat, it's almost like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I didn't even read it. I didn't even read further. And I'm like, at most this should be 5, maybe 6 if you're shaking your A. Maybe. It's almost like I read it. I didn't, Chucky. I didn't. I swear. We reduce layers to no more than 5, and where possible 3. Fucking Reb. Chat, Reb is a visionary even more than me. Reb saw the future with 3, but I didn't even see the future. That's why we listen to Reb when Reb talk. When Reb, told me to try those halloumi fries. Reb definitely read it. 14 is a bit excessive. That is government levels of bureaucracy? Yes, Wonder. That's 14 layers or what you have in a government bureaucracy that's dealing with the benefits and safety of millions of people. Right? That's so insane to me. We will deliver success through a flatter organization that is built around makers, individual contributors focused on building, player coaches, leaders who remain deeply involved in the work while developing their teams, and directly responsible individuals who own key decisions and outcomes. And we will streamline how we work across our tools with a cleaner code base, shared services, and 50% reduced vendor spend. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. %50 reduced vendor spend. How are they gonna do that, I wonder? When they're talking about vendors here, they must be talking about physical and digital, but like basically tech, hardware. Yeah, contractors. Yeah, like if she's only talking about like the outsourcing or other groups working with them on games, right? Contracting with groups, I can see that. The hardware vendor spend, bro, right now is going to be very difficult. Oh yeah, Chucky. Filibusters are amazing. Like they're a holdover in a way, but they're a very interesting tool for protest at the best. At the worst, they're used by some people to block stuff that shouldn't be blocked. But they're a great form of protesting in a situation where like your opinion on a matter or a bill or it may be very serious. You know? There was a time 20 years ago, 30 years ago, where a filibuster was like very potent. Now it's potent, but because things have become so hyper politicized, things are very weird, you know? Things are very weird. It's just all the outside suppliers and service providers. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, no, Callie, that's fair. But like, even at this point, outside suppliers, that costs so fucking much. Because so much costs so fucking much now. I don't know what's gonna happen. I legit don't. I hope they're able to achieve this. That will help quite a bit. You know? Third, we are resetting how we operate. As Xbox grew our headcount, we became more fragmented. Teams, studios, and functions often operate independently, and it became harder to work towards a shared goal, to make the right trade-offs and get things done. For the first time, we are establishing a Chief Operating Officer, COO, with end-to-end P&L responsibility across content, hardware, platform, and services. Helen Chang has been promoted to this role and will report directly to me. Over nearly 2 decades at Xbox, Helen has helped build some of our most important businesses, from Xbox Live to leading Mojang and the Minecraft franchise, Minecraft for Life. She will bring our businesses together under one operating model, making sure we make clear investment decisions, learn from our successes and failures, and hold ourselves accountable for results. Now, I will say again, something I very much like about this is simplify, streamline, reduce layers, cut fucking costs, stop the bleeding, at least from a freaking deluge to a trickle, right? I like that she's like, look, I'm creating these very specific roles who have very specific fucking jobs who report directly to fucking me. No more like I gotta go talk to somebody and be like, hey, what's happened to this? And they're like, hey, talk to Peter and Joe and Jacob. No. She's probably gonna set regular quarterly meetings with them, if not sooner, to be like, what the fuck are we doing? What happened to it? What the fuck are we changing or not? And I think that's a very big deal, you know? That's very good. And given that they're simplifying things and shortening things, it makes it easier to know. You don't have to have a committee report from 75 people, right? Again, it sucks because with simplification comes downsizing. I don't want people to lose their jobs, but I completely understand why they're doing this. And I completely see why. I could see how from Asha's point of view, especially if she's had conversations with Microsoft management, which she might have, right? Where it's almost like an ultimatum of like, get this under control or fuck the Xbox, right? And nobody wants that. She doesn't want that. So it's like hard decisions made to save the day in a way. They just need to find a way to break even and work towards growth before they start launching their next console. They have a long way to go. I agree. They should delay their next console unless there's some kind of super reason. They should delay their next console 5 years. 4 to 5 years, they should delay it. Maybe in 2030, we should start to get a tease of their next console. The only reason they should go forward with it in the next 1 to 2 years is if it has something very amazing that we don't know, you know? I think that's a good idea. Sometimes you need the main person to be look, this is the direction we are going, and I need constant updates to make sure we're staying in time. Here's the thing. 5 years might be too much, but what choice do they have? Like you can't downsize and get the ship right if you then also have to worry about releasing a console that may not do anything for you. That might just be the next A-bomb that hits you. The only exception to this, there are two exceptions to this. There's two exceptions. Number one, what is it, chat? Project Helix, is that them? There's two exceptions. One, if Project Helix is so close to coming out, if you've done all the R&D, like you basically have it, then yeah, you need to come out with it, because it's going to be replaced in 5 years tech-wise, and you're just going to be effed, and you're just going to have another, cost sink, hardware sink, right? So, okay. Number two, if it has some technology or something that blows the out of us, and we need it. But other than that, I don't know, man. You push that back in my head. You cut the loss. I think they do have it. I reckon if it was further away, they would have just canned it. Yeah, that's fair. There was something I was gonna say, chat. There's something I was gonna say about this that I really liked. Oh yeah. So this is something interesting that she said. It wasn't here. It was when she was talking about how they're like so many of the Xbox studios and stuff have started to almost work independent, right? They're almost like they're independent agencies. They don't share that much tech. They don't work that much together, right? They've almost become these like individual states in the country of Xbox. And I think that's one of the things that maybe PlayStation has had a leg up on, if I'm reading this correctly, if I'm not wrong, is that we know that PlayStation, all of its, especially its first-party studios, they all exist in their own ecosystems, but they work together. Or like there's groups of people who at least used to, before the recent layoff and closures, would literally work on different companies' stuff, and they would share stuff. And that doesn't mean they had to use, the same tech, but it meant that they could get the help they needed, which is a very big thing, Yeah, that was Phil's order, though. He bought all these new studios and said he won't change how they operate, so they all operate independently. Yeah, 100%. And in a way, that's great, but I could see how, in a way, that would also make them lonely islands that have trouble. And it's like, do they have the resources and the people to aid them when they need it? Feels like they didn't. Feels like she's trying to change it to where maybe they will, Thank you, Dave McCarthy, who is retiring after 17 years with Xbox. Dave has played a defining role in building the platform that millions of players rely on every day, and has been a trusted partner through many of the biggest moments in Xbox's history. We wish him all the best. You miss Shuhei? I know, man. Bro, Shuhei brought me Legend of Dragoon, one of my favorite games. That was him. Didn't Shuhei also like champion bringing Demon Souls or Dark Souls? And Shuhei, he just, man, to think that he was like pushed out, man, by not the current people, but the previous, that for me, that's like a sign that you have lost the plot. Where you think like this person who is a visionary, who is banger after banger after banger, like who clearly is a visionary of things, and you go, we don't need you anymore. It's like a bad plot of like an 80s movie about like a super greedy corporation, It's just insane. It's just insane. It's just crazy to me. Okay. These changes are about a bigger future for Xbox, not a smaller one. The next decade of gaming will be larger, more global, and more creative than anything we've ever seen before. This year, we'll invest as much in Xbox as we ever have, but we'll invest it with greater focus, greater discipline, and greater clarity. All in service of making Xbox what the world plays and creates. I want Xbox to be one of the few companies that entertains more than 1 billion people each day and gives everyone the opportunity to create and connect. I know we can achieve this goal. Xbox has many of the most beloved franchises in entertainment history, talented studios around the world, and we will return to growth in 2027. History is full of companies that mistake longevity for inevitability. We will not be one of them. What is this, The Matrix? As an aside, chat, I'm just gonna say this. I think Asha and I would be friends. Just the vibe I get. I feel like we both are driven by ambition, but also kingdom building. We're like, we want the world, but it's that we also just want everybody else to be in the world, you know? Like we don't want to be like a king sitting and looking down at everybody. We want everybody to just be elevated. From the stuff she's said since she's came on the scene, I feel like we would be friends. I honestly feel like I would love to work with her. I feel like I would love to talk to her to see what she thinks. By the way, chat, when I interviewed at the big law firm that I worked at, I was so crazy. I literally told them that I wanted to do kingdom building and stuff. And then they were like, what? This is back when I was in law school. Or like when I finished law school. And they were like, what, you want to do what? Kingdom building? And I said, yeah. I said, I wanna be the best, but I don't want to be the best alone. I think that's dumb. I think that's boring. I want to be the best, but I also want to elevate everybody else. So there's just tons of us, and we're just the greatest, and we can do anything. They're like, yeah, really? When did you get that idea? I said, partially from playing Minecraft. And they were like, I remember one of my bosses, she looked at me, my eventual bosses, she was like, what the F is Minecraft? And I said, Minecraft is a game where you can build and stuff. It's kind of like Legos. I was like, but the whole point is that I love games, but I love games when we can share those moments together, blah, blah, blah. And I remember I told people about this, and they were like, dude, they're not gonna hire you. And I was like, I think they might. They liked me. I was like, and I was honest. They hired me, chat. It was great. Yeah, I think she has been incredibly clear and honest, Zen, about how she feels, about what her goal is. Like, this certainly made me more of a fan of hers, even than I already was. But it's like a bittersweet thing because so, chat. Also, what's up, gamer? What's up, Series? So this is the other part of it that I want to talk about, because this is bittersweet. This sucks. My heart goes out to all the people who have lost their jobs and will be losing it over the next year, especially the people who like have been there for so long, have been working so hard to make Xbox amazing. You know. This is why I'm not happy about this, but why I accept it. Because there are two roads that this was on. Either they were going to do what Asha has talked about in this, which is the incredible, serious downsizing, the chance to stop the hemorrhaging, not knowing if the body will survive, like making the hard decisions they have to make right now and not bullshitting about it, being clear. What's the other road, chat? What's the other road that this could have gone on? Who wants to take a guess? I think you all know. While you guys answer, this will give me a chance to drink some latte. Yeah, downsizing happen everywhere. It's a drag. Yeah, Kali G. I wished I was there to get the 25th edition, you know? The other road is Sega. Yeah, it gets too big, it's collapsed. Yeah, the other road is Xbox gets cut. Like the other road is, hey, it's over. And not only would that suck, but competition is the lifeblood, you know? We need competition as consumers. In pretty much every single way, we need competition. Imagine if Xbox ended, or imagine if Xbox got sold to a company that did not give a fuck at all, and then just basically drained it dry. You know what I mean? Just like drained it for all it had left, and then it was done. Like, and the reason I mention this up the reason I mention this is because we are in a double situation, chat. We are in a situation where PlayStation, whom I enjoy. You guys know I'm a big fan of many PlayStation games. During the PlayStation 4 era, after PlayStation's, the arrogant Sony era PS3, Sony turned around and gave us an era that had so much amazing stuff. And they were so good to the consumer. And the PS5 era started out mostly okay, but it started to get worse as time went on, right? If we had ended up in a situation where Asha got on got on Twitter and said, "Hey, Xbox is done," or "Xbox is being spun off and sold off. Good luck." It would probably put us in like the worst gaming situation ever. Because the thing is one of the things that Max says that I really like is that, like, I'm not loyal to multi-billion-dollar companies. I'm loyal to games. I'm loyal to, like, the people who I believe care a lot about games and want to make great things happen. That's why I'm a huge fan of Shuhei. I'm a huge fan of Sean Layden. Like, I'm a huge fan of Kojima. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, Hoover, yes. We need Xbox to survive, to do better. We need Xbox to come back. We need it. We need it, dude. And, it's if you guys want to see like a little bit of what can happen if there's not really competition, you look at Nintendo. Because Nintendo is in its own ecosphere and does not care. And what is the result of that, chat? Like, is Nintendo a company that knows it can get away with anything, so they lean on the side of being, like, kinder and more pro-consumer and, like, more careful and understanding? Is that what they do? Like, Nintendo goes out of its way to not care. And it's because they can. Again, it's like a corporation 9 times out of 10 will do what they think they can get away with. And that's why competition is important, because competition lets them not go as far as they would go. They'll still push, but competition doesn't let them go too crazy. Chat, how many of you remember one of the greatest moments of video game history? Was it Sony wins Evo, or just Evo, E3 2013, right? How many of you guys remember one of the I was watching this Evo Zeroverse. Or Jesus Christ. E3, not Evo. I keep saying Evo. I was watching it recently. I was watching this E3. And this was the E3 where Xbox was like, Chucky, just wait a second, bro. This is the E3 when Xbox was like, if you want to play your game, you got to make sure it checks online for every game, no matter what. Also, it's a TV. And people were like, what about games? They were like, you can play games on the TV, but it's got to check. You can't, if you put it in your Xbox, it's going to check and see if it's the right Xbox. Like, their presentation was horrible, man. And then Sony came. Oh, God damn, chat. I forgot I have hardware acceleration off. It's fine.
In addition to creating...
What? Chat, hold on a second. That wasn't going where it's supposed to. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it was a check every 24 hours your Xbox would do. And then Sony got up and talked about PlayStation, right?
An amazing library of new titles on PlayStation 4 were equally focused on delivering
That was very loud for me.
PS4 purchases.
That's very loud for me.
For instance, PlayStation 4.
What do you mean you don't hear? You guys don't hear this now? You don't hear this? Okay, you're good. Okay.
Impose any new restrictions on the use of PS4 games.
Here, I'm gonna refresh it.
Creating an
Okay, good. Thank you.
library of new titles on PlayStation.
Listen to what
4.
they say, chat.
We're equally focused on delivering what gamers want most, without imposing restrictions or devaluing their PS4 purchases. For instance, PlayStation 4 won't impose any new restrictions on the use of PS4 gamers.
Bro, from this moment to the end of their conference, which is about to happen, I was watching this at home, and I was like, bro, it was crazy, chat. Listen to the audience as he keeps going. Listen to the audience.
Even the model that people embrace today with PlayStation 3 and continue to demand. Just heard you there. When a gamer buys a PS4 disc, they have the rights to use that copy of the game. They can trade in the game at retail, sell it to another person, lend it to a friend, or keep it forever.
It's crazy, man. In 10 years, they went from became like a gamer champion for a bit.
PlayStation 4 disc-based games don't need to be connected online to play.
Bro, chat, I want you, this was 2013, bro. Chat, I need you guys to understand, man. When he was saying this stuff after what Xbox said and stuff,
Or for any type of authentication.
we were literally going crazy.
Games offline, PS4 won't require you to check in online periodically.
Like, people were literally, I was at home clapping. I was literally cheering because the Xbox was so bad.
If you haven't authenticated within 24 hours.
Oh, God! Jesus, bro, chat. After this, I'm not even kidding you. Because I was watching, I think IGN when what's his name was still on there, Greg and stuff. And I remember, the atmosphere after Sony finished was so hype. Everybody was breathing heavy and freaking out. I remember Greg was like, he was like, I've never seen an E3 like this. This is crazy. I don't know. Chat, I went to Wikipedia. And and it was Sony, it was Jack Tretton's Wikipedia page. And people showed, somebody edited the Wikipedia to say Jack Tretton, Sony, blah, 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 charged with the brutal murder of Xbox at E3 2013. Dude, we were going crazy, man. This was the beginning of the dominance. Yeah, you remember that wonder? Yes! They changed his Wikipedia article before it got fixed. Yeah, it was insane. But this is what happens, because after this, if I'm not mistaken, Xbox retracted a lot of that stuff they said. They were like, okay, wait, no 24-hour authentication, that's what competition does. That's why competition is good. That's why competition is necessary. Because if without it, when their britches are so tall that they think they can do anything, they will do anything, man.
This is how you share your games on PS4. Thanks.
Fuck, chat, please understand. I want you guys to understand something. Yeah, series. If you please understand that if you were not into consoles when this happened, it was crazy. It was crazy, man. Sony won E3, and then they won the PlayStation 4 generation. It became one of the greatest generations of gaming ever done. Sony made so much money from that and did so well. It led to the PS5. And like I said, a lot of what the PS5 did followed the PS4's idea, which is a rejection of the PS3 stuff, which I like. But man, we are now at a different time, chat. We are now at the time. And we didn't get a chance to talk about this. And I know everybody had feelings, right? I read this and I was gonna go live, but I ended up not being able to. I was working on some stuff, had some stuff happening. But it was like, in my heart was so sad. And I went on Twitter and like a bunch of us were having conversations and sharing information for people because we wanted to make sure people understood like how big this was, you know? July 1st, 2026. Physical disc production ending in January 2028 for new games releasing on PlayStation consoles. In response to shifting trends in consumer preference, new games will be released on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. As consumer preferences and the broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from physical discs to digital, physical game disc production for all new games releasing on PlayStation consoles will be discontinued starting January 2028. Following this date, new games will be available on the PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. This transition has no impact on games that are already released or will be releasing prior to January 2028 in disc format. This is a natural direction for Sony Entertainment, Interactive Entertainment to adapt to a consumer trends as the general preference for digital media significantly outpaces physical disc. Let me stop you right there. Chat, when I read this, this was the sentence that bothered me so much, man. This is, for me, this is the difference between, like, there's a huge difference between this sentence and, like, Asha, what she said in the Xbox thing today. This is a natural direction for Sony Interactive Entertainment to adapt to consumer trends. This is like very crappy language to me. Because what this is trying to say is that this is just the natural course. It's trying to kick the buck. You know what I mean? Like, it's trying to say, no, it's not like us, you know? Like, this is just the natural evolution of things. Rather than like what Asha did where she said, hey, I am making these decisions. We are making these decisions. It's painful. It sucks. I have to do it. I'm making it work. The buck stops with me. Passing the buck. Exactly, Moon. This is them trying to pretend like, oh, I mean, it's not us. I mean, just look at the rest of the situation. Like, look at the world, you know? Like, it's just natural. No, dude. No. This is the sentence that really ticked me off, man. The transition will enable us to align more closely with how most of our community prefers to access and play games today. We'll continue to prioritize our resources to drive innovation in how players can access games and provide choices as to whether players prefer to purchase new games, whether that's at retailers or at PlayStation Store. We remain committed to delivering a world-class gaming experience to our fans, and we thank you for your continued support. Yeah, gamer. If you live in an unsupported country, buying digital is a nightmare. Yeah. This is so chat. Yeah, boo. Yeah. My hope is that, because there's been an insane amount of backlash to this, and like almost in more than I've ever seen about anything when it comes to the gaming industry. And there's a little part of me that hopes, maybe copes, that Sony will see this backlash and like say, okay, maybe we are like losing sight of the true goal here, you know? maybe like we've forgotten a bit of who we are and what gaming is. Like maybe it's just wishful thinking, but there's a part of me that hopes that they will see this and say, we need to change things, you know? Like we went too far. But honestly, I don't know. Like if, you know, like I'll be real, I don't know the current like leadership of PlayStation as much as I would like to. There's some stuff that has been said that I very much liked. There's a few things that have been said that I very much did not like. So my hope is that they understand that this is just too much, you know. I'm gonna read a little bit of what you guys are saying. I see a little bit. Let me see what Sari said. Not sure, did you discuss this already? But if PlayStation goes forward with a digital-only future, and you're someone who's not interested in the massive AAA exclusives, what's the point of having a console when a PC is right there, and prices for indies and games for smaller devs are lowered, and discounts much more commonplace on consoles? So, here's the thing. Consoles are a good value. Well, I say that as of today. It could totally change in the next 5 years. But consoles are a good value for people. Like being very serious here. Consoles, like spending what is it now? $650 for a PlayStation 5 will play a lot of the games that you really love at a decent way. They just will. I'm not saying they're gonna play them like God himself is on the game, but they will. And that is enough for a lot of people. And that is enough for a lot of people who can't afford a computer. And that is enough for a lot of people who take their stuff to friends' houses to LAN up, you know, link up and network up and play. And that's enough for people, young, broke college students like we were, right, chat? Where one of the friends, or like you come together to buy a console and then everybody uses it. Same as you buy like a TV or something for the dorm room, right? It is a value and it is worth it. Not every game is going to be on it. Not every game is going to be discounted like Steam does, for sure. But especially if you're operating with like indie games, that can work. It's not ideal, but it definitely can work. Keep in mind that like you can buy decent computers, not the Steam machine, but like decent computers for like 16, 17, 1800. If you want something that's a bit more cutting edge right now, you're going to be going up to like 27, 28, 3000, 3400. That's a lot of money. That is a very large amount of money. And I think it's important for us to remember that like not everybody can do that, you know? And that's partially why PS6 going to be at least 1K. It could be, Kais. It could be. I hope not. I hope not. But who at this point, right? Who can say? It could be insane. Welcome in, by the way. And that's why having physical games is such a big deal. And I've talked about this before, and I'll just reiterate a little bit here. I talked about it a little bit on Twitter, shared some stuff, talked about it on Discord, talked about it in different chats. The ability to buy a game, a physical game, and then trade, gift, play it when you travel, play it whenever you want, is so important. It's so important, man. And that's the thing that like Sony right now is forgetting. Not only in a general for like those of us who are hoarders who like to collect our physical games, and two, those of us who know that a digital license does not give you true ownership of a digital thing. We know this. How many of you guys saw that, what was it, like a week and a half ago, Sony, because of a licensing deal ended, had to remove like 500 movies or shows that people had paid for? But like once the license is up, if it doesn't get renewed, if the people deny the renewal, they don't have a choice. And all the people who like were like, hey, no, I thought I owned this. It's like, no, that's what we're saying. Like when you get something digitally, you own a license to download and play it and blah, blah, blah. As long as that storefront offers it and as long as the agreements are there. If they leave, you are out of luck. You know? You're out of luck. So physical games let you bypass that. They always have. Not to mention a big part of the gaming industry. And Max has talked about this. I highly recommend you guys check out Max's video about physical discs. Because it was great. I was watching it live and he was talking about it. Max always has great insight into this stuff. Where it's like, gaming as a hobby is a hobby that is supposed to be approachable, like, from every different avenue of life. And physical media was a way to make gaming more affordable for the entire world, which is why it was so amazing. Like, somebody buying a game for $60 or $70, playing it, and then turning it in for $30, $40, $50 of credit, and being able to use that credit towards another game, more games, a system. That's the way it always should be. And I talked about a little bit, right, about like how I saw fellow lawyers in law school, how they were becoming. There was a day I was part of the Family Court Review at my college. It's a journal. In law school, you do journals to like look good, whatever. It's not a big deal. But I did Family Court, and I was talking to people about stuff. And I remember there was a girl who did an article. And I won't get into the like nitty gritty of like what she was trying to do, but she was basically pitching an idea that would remove choices from people who were less fortunate. Like, remove choices from people who required government aid, like government, like, you know, medical stuff, food stuff, etc. Because she wanted to like make things better in some way. And one of the things that the three law school professor panel was not happy with it. It was really bad. And I remember they were rocking her and they were like, the moment you start going out of your way to remove help and remove access and to punish people who don't have much, like to go after people who are less fortunate and poorer, you know that you're basically on the wrong track. And I very much agree with that. Especially as someone like myself who like grew up insanely poor. Life was very much a struggle. It's like you sometimes talk to people, and I would talk to people who grew up rich or grew up very well off, and sometimes they just didn't understand. Like they just don't understand. And I'm like, if you ever get the feeling or you're starting to do something that's gonna remove choice or goodness from people who don't have much, or make it harder for them to get things, even if it's like entertainment, you gotta understand that you're on the wrong track. You're not on the track of goodness. That's what this feels like. If this goes through, this basically will help to remove a huge part of making gaming, this hobby that I love, less affordable for people and less accessible for people. And I think that's horrible. I think Max said, like, gaming should not be only for the ultra wealthy, and I completely agree. Now, what does that mean? It means that I hope PlayStation reconsiders this. There's been so much backlash that I truly pray and hope that they take a second to remember who they are. The history and the legacy going back to PlayStation 1. The first time you bought and got a PlayStation disc. How sick it was, man, even though it scratched like crazy. I hope they take a second and think about it and remember who they are, you know? I hope that Xbox does not do something similar. I don't think I saw Xbox comment on this. My hope is that they do not follow suit. You know? And what sucks about it is that it just leads us into a situation where, man, it just sucks. It just sucks, man. It just sucks. There's like no good way to say it. It just sucks. And yeah, the PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 3 store is ending. You're not going to be able to buy anything from there. Or I don't even know if you could download at that point. I'm not sure, you know. Sorry, Todd, I'm reading a little bit of your messages. You know, the possible prices of the next gen are way out of the gaming industry's control. We're living in a time where we're dealing with the next big tech boom, and it's having its effect on current things. That's true to a point. hardware is more expensive, insanely more expensive, and that puts every industry that needs their hardware in a horrible situation where stuff costs a lot. However, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have to make the PS6 1000, 1100, 1200. That's not necessarily what it means. And we don't know exactly what the PS6 has in it yet. And I know Sony said that the plan is not to constantly sell consoles at a loss, which they kind of did a little bit for the PS5 because they thought it would even out, which I think it did, right? It puts them in a rough situation, that's for sure. But the question becomes, if they sold the PlayStation at 600, the PlayStation 6 at 600, if they were losing money, where are they gonna put that loss? Because that's like what it always comes down to, chat. Like that's the problem with greed capitalism. Not capitalism in general, in my opinion, but greed capitalism is that who takes the hit? That's what you have to decide. Who takes the hit? Is it the people working at your place? You all of a sudden you pay them all 30% less? Is it the consumer? Do you make them pay $1,000, $1,100, $1,200 for a console, and you're also going to charge $70 for games? Is it from the executives who are already making millions and will continue to make millions? That is the choice. So that's why I don't completely agree that like PlayStation doesn't have a choice, because hardware and stuff and a boom. That is true. But as we have seen with every other boom and every other industry, they can choose to not let the people suffer. Well, that's what I mean. They can choose to be greedy and stuff, but again, that itself is not like a no choice. My point here is being very clear that I'm not gonna say they don't have a choice, because that's what the statement was, right? They do. They just can choose to be greedy or not too. Right? And yes, gamer, to go with what Rep says, I think sometimes people forget that if you like, you can spend about $1,000 to get like an okay machine. That's true. But you also have to remember you have to buy stuff for that. If the GPU is $750 to $800 or $600 for 2K gaming, you then have to buy every other component. That's not quite $1,000 if you're doing 2K gaming, and that doesn't include monitor and other things, right? So it's more than that. But I will say this: the Steam machine does not impress me. Steam machine does not. It sucks for them because it just came out at a horrible time. But I like the question everybody has about the Steam machine most of the time is, who is this for? And I think that's a fair question because it just sucks, That's why we made the laws to put the capitalist aspects in check. We did, until so many of those laws were circumvented and changed. Because yeah, like capitalism itself is not a benevolent system. Almost no system by itself is benevolent. It's the people. And that's why you always put shackles on those bitches to make sure they don't go crazy. But then you got people in charge who undid a lot of things, and now chaos. Not chaos, greed. Steam machine should have been delayed. It took them that long to make it. I don't know why they didn't, but maybe they were like, we have to get rid of the hardware so we can make the Steam machine too. When the things calm down, that's better. I don't know. Truly, I don't know. I told you to run for president. Did you know, Kelly the G, There was a period in my life for about 3 years where I seriously considered getting into politics. I very seriously considered it because I wanted to make a difference. And then I decided to go to law school. And I was going to be a prosecutor because I wanted to make a difference. And I saw what prosecution was. And I said, I'm going to do it a different way, you know. Similarly, though, you could have said that you need a TV or a monitor and speakers to play games on a console. That's true. That's true, Ceres. That is very true. You can also say that you need monitor and stuff to, or a TV or monitor to play. The question becomes, Ceres, right? Because that's a very good point. Question becomes, are there things that we assume people generally buy in current society as like a default, as opposed to things they buy for a specific purpose? I would argue that most people in current society, and let's say at least a first world country, right? Let's just do that, will buy a TV. At some point, in some way, they will have a TV. I think that's a way more likely option than for a person to have a random monitor just sitting around. And then, of course, the answer is you can definitely move your computer to play on a monitor, but number one, it's usually not as good. Number two, it doesn't have the plugs that you might necessarily want. And number three, moving your desktop is harder than moving your console. It just is, you know? but just for chat to remember, as with most things, there's always hope in the future. There is. Like, here's the thing. It's like, yeah, Reb, every time I have to move my desktop computers, I start shaking like this. I'm like, oh fuck. Oh fuck. Because you know, even if you're perfect, you like pick it up gently, you put it down gently, something inside the PC goes, fuck you, and breaks. You know, it's just crazy, you know. I'm just scared all the time, you know. Your friend have a PC and PC both are only connected to an LG GT TV. Yeah, it happens. And that is definitely like an easy way to deal with like a PC monitor. But there are issues with that, you know. But yeah, chat, it's, you know. I woke up this day, July 1st, and was very sad to read this, man. And then I woke up today to read all of this, and I was very sad. At least with Asha, I appreciate her candor. I appreciate her openness and clearness. I understand from reading this why they need to do what they need to do. Chat, the fact that she explained how much money they're losing, that's a pretty big deal. She didn't say, oh, we're losing a little bit of money, it sucks. She said 64 cents on the goddamn dollar. Like, no, like this is, the fish tank has ruptured, you know? And a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, and a lot of people we like and we care about, and I wish nothing but the best for them because, I hate when people lose their jobs. I hate when people lose their jobs if, like, the people at the top are just keeping so much money. And I don't include Asha in that. Again, as I said at the beginning of the stream, she was brought in to save a ship from sinking. She must do what she feels she needs to do to save the ship. Same as James Gunn, you know, coming in to change the DCU. You know. Especially when people lose their jobs in an AI first world, yeah. I read an article recently, Reb, about how there was some place that, you know, I don't know, was it a joke article? I can't remember. I don't think so. I swear I read it somewhere. It was like a place that fired a lot of its employees to replace them with AI is like hiring them back because it's so trash. Oh, man. What's up, Herman, by the way? I'm just glad we didn't entirely lose studios. Losing Tap sucked, yeah. Yeah, Ashton, I was like, I read it somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard horror stories of people trying to find jobs now. Yeah, Reb, it's terrifying. It's horrible. It's horrible. Like, chat, being serious, we are in, like, on many fronts, we are in one of the darkest times I think that humanity has had to endure. Because like obviously we care about this from a gaming point of view, but it's affecting like so many aspects of people's lives, not just gaming. The world is burning up. Like, the world is on fire and it gets worse every year. People in power are corrupt and gaining money from their corruption. People refuse to acknowledge fact and truth and just spew bullshit and just make stuff up and worship demagogues. Like, and the world is connected in a way that it's never been connected. And 60% of that interaction is inundated with bots and fakeness and bullshit and misleading and just it's crazy out there. And I say all of it to you, Zeroverse, not to like to bring you down, but it will bring you down because it sucks. The dead internet theory, yeah, like it's here. It's here. But I bring it all to say, as with most things, things can change. And it starts with us, and we don't have to give into the despair. Sometimes you have to wait until another election comes in so you can vote and hope that a lot of people understand and realize the truth. You can have conversations with people based on real mutual discussion and care and respect. You cannot share the bullshit. There's small things we can do that aren't going to necessarily change the world overnight or even be able to flip a switch and all of a sudden everything's great. But that's probably why what the Zeroverse is a bastion of us to get together. It's an oasis. It's a bastion away from the bullshit and the horribleness and sexism and racism and misogyny and classism and horribleness. And it's just a place for us to enjoy being with each other, enjoy the vibes, talk about serious stuff when it happens because that's life. Life always has context and you should always be willing to discuss it. But not to ruin people's lives or to like berate people or insult people, but to just share and talk and share how we feel and enjoy these moments. So that's like a big guiding thing of what I do besides, wanting to make you guys laugh and smile because we're playing video games and I'm falling off a cliff to gravity, right? But it's rough. It's not easy. And if you feel downtrodden and you feel depressed and saddened, that's okay. Like, allow yourself to feel things. I think there's like a negativeness to the, they call it what? Toxic positivity, where it's not that you're happy all the time, is that you don't acknowledge things. You don't accept the seriousness of things. Doesn't mean you have to accept that the world is bad, but it means that you can't blind yourself to what's going on. And just, little by little, do what you can do. Like, chat. What did Mother Teresa say? We cannot do large things or great things, only small things with great meaning. Like, that kindness of just saying hello to somebody or wishing someone a birthday or like all of that stuff adds up. And the more you change a little person's life by just a little bit, that can change the world in a very big way. Sometimes it might take time. Like President Obama said, sometimes like we go forward and then we take a step back, but we keep going forward, right? This is what you have to do. The very vocal reaction to Sony's decision has been a silver lining in my mind. People do acknowledge the good and the bad and have realized that the bad is not too bad and a step too far. Yes, Zarius. Like, it's not over. Like, it sucks, but we might be able to change things. I mean, look at Bring Marvel back. Look at like there are times when companies do say, hey, this is so much slack. Let's change it, to the left, to the right. Now twirl, honey, twirl. And again, people are going to blame Asha for not knowing what was going on before she showed up. But I'm like, how is she supposed to? Yeah. And that's why we ignore those people, right, Zen? If people are coming to Asha to give her flack for stuff that happened before she got there, they're clearly just either bots or just trash. Just ignore it. Chat, I would not recommend you guys read Twitter all the time. I am on Twitter because part of my job as a content creator is to be aware of things, be notified of things, be able to talk about things. There's way too many people and way too many things that happen that like I need to get information in. Thankfully, most of my curation of my Twitter, especially when I do the just following, is like information and goodness. I stay away from a lot of the trash. So don't be afraid to take breaks from it. Don't feel like you have to read and doom scroll forever and just read people being horrible and having horrible takes. You don't have to. Cause dude, I see some of the most horrible stuff on Twitter. Ugh, and I'm like, man, thank God I can like purge it and get it away from me. So, I mean, Matt Booty was there before and is still there. Should he not get the flag before Asha? You're right, Reb. Unfortunate name, by the way, Matt Booty. Listen, you know what you about, Reb. Ain't nothing wrong with it, you know? Skyrim, shuffle. Bro, I thought you pressed your lightning button. Wait. Oh, it was on your side. I was like, wait, yeah, because I don't have lightning at the moment. It's funny. Also, have you seen how Sony or PlayStation has begun removing people's playtimes from physical versions of games? I saw something about that. But I saw like glitches and some things. I am not gonna say that that's like an intentional move on their part yet. I want to get more information. I've talked about this before. I very much do not just jump on like hype trains when I hear some stuff, because that's not necessarily, you know what I mean. I like to see the truth of what's going on first. Sometimes like it could totally be them doing it. It could totally be them doing it. It also could be glitches. So I don't spread out information that I'm not confirming and that could totally just be a mistake to like then lambast them. That's not how I do things. It's the reason why I don't like care that much about like rumor stuff, you know. Yeah, your digital games have done them on Rise some too. Yeah, it's like I think it's a glitch. Now that doesn't mean they're not doing it, right? Like I'm not going either way. We'll need more information, but you know. Why don't you have a thunder, bro? What's wrong, bro? What's going on? Wonder, you son of a bitch. Did it? Wait, did not. Wait, did it not? Wait, did my thunder button not? There we go. I do have a thunder button. Wonder. I do. I made it for when we were playing D&D. My character Xavier, since he was like a storm barbarian, when he would rage because lightning would hit him and stuff, I would press that to show his mood and stuff. It's kind of cool, right? You know. Yeah, and that's why, serious. That's why my whole thing, I always tell people, like, just be very careful. Like, one of the things about the internet is people love to just immediately say stuff, right? Something will happen. Like, I'll like pour a glass of milk and the milk will be spoiled, and I'll immediately yell that all of Walmart's, you know, milk is spoiled and they're trying to poison us. That's the internet. It's like, is that true? Is it founded on anything that we can track? Or is it just something happened and people just immediately started screaming? You know? What's the chat? What's the Latin? God, I can't remember. It's basically like the thing there's like the thing happened because of the thing before. I can't remember, but bro, you know we never landed on the moon. Come on, baby. You're right, Callie. You're right. They were in the basement just like dancing, doing a rave, you know. As a Yasha fan, you approve? Yes, Ashton Fox. It was pretty dope. I didn't become the avatar of the Stormlord, but I think it was like a newer barbarian thing, but it was so sick. His name was Xavier. Xavier of the Shattered Plateau. I know, not seize the day, but not bad, gamer. Not bad. Wait, is Carpe Diem, is that seize the day or is that? Yeah, it is, because caveat emptor is buyer beware, right? Chad, there was a res ipsa locator. There was a time where I knew a lot of Latin because of the lawyer, they make you say Latin. It's been a while. I've seen people point to Sony's terms about idle accounts being deleted after 36 months, not knowing many companies do this because they get ordered to do after losing in court. Yeah, that didn't surprise me at all. Yeah, seize the day. I thought so. You only know tertium non dator? Is that delete your internet history? What does that mean, Ashton? Your favorite is Memento Mori. I used to know that, but my brain is chat. I'm confused because hold on, because for the name of an ability for a class I did like memory. Hold on, chat. You guys can't look at this for reasons. What's the one that I did that I like? It's yeah, Memoria Facta Vera, memory made true. I can't show you guys where it's from, by the way, not yet. There's a very cool thing that Mr. T and I made that eventually I will share with you guys. It's cool. And all the nudes on display. No, series, no. Fair. Chucky, are you thinking of Vala Morgulis or Vala Vahadis? All men must die. Or what is it? Chat. Listen. I used to know stuff, right? Remember you die. That's what it is there. Thank you. You guys gonna walk in here going, Dracarys. Valor of Ghoulies. No, Valor of the Valley of the Goonies. But yeah, Zeroverse. Like I said, it's a dark time on a lot of fronts. But don't give up. Don't give up. I mentioned this when we talked about stuff last week. We need Xbox to survive so the competition works, because when there's competition, the consumer wins. We keep greed in check. And that's just the only way to do it. Just don't give up. Oh, Max. Oh, chat. I know it's hard out there, chat. I know it's difficult. Take it from someone. Take it from someone. Yeah, the caption of this is amazing. Take it from someone, chat, who I've been through ups and downs. You guys all know part of the reason I became a content creator is that COVID basically effed up my lawyer job, and then they weren't hiring people, and it was just horrible. And things seemed horrible, but there's always a path for it. There's always a way. So just don't give up hope, chat. It's difficult. It sucks. Allow yourself to grieve. Allow yourself to be sad. To be human is to be sad sometimes. But don't let it stop you. Pax Magnifica Bellum Gloriosum. Magnificent Peace, Glorious War. You know what I know, Asham? I just know Painus Inferni. And I know Requiem Eterna, an Agnus Dei. But that's because I sang in choir in high school. And we sang like Fourier's Requiem and stuff. You know. I also know Esto Lestigo. This I Tell Them, which is a great song, but also a passage from the Bible that I knew as a kid. You know. I don't think I can play any of those songs for you, chat. I think they're all copyrighted in some way. This one is from Twilight Imperium. Listen, I respect it. Bro. By the way, Zeroverse, I'm gonna just say this in Vino Veritas. I want to say this. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with Domino's UK. Reb, I don't know if we need to have a conversation, fam. Domino's Pizza UK has been roasting the fuck out of PlayStation and everybody for weeks. I don't know what's happening, but they have been rocking the fuck out of people, dude. Chat, official statement. In response to trends in the gaming industry, as of the 1st of April 2027, Domino's UK will cease production of physical pizzas and shift to production of digital pizzas only. Consumers will be able to download our full range of delicious pizza codes and, using the power of the imagination, enjoy them in an entirely virtual sense. 514,000 likes. For this, you had Domino's today, my man. Well done. And then, so this is the most recent one. We've sold 172 million pizzas since PlayStation last posted. Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's good. Chat, what's going on in this world? What's going on, dude? Yeah, the marketing team is going ham. Posting about pizza is boring is their tag. Dude, it was, yeah, it's, I've never seen, yeah, PlayStation has now gone over 5 days since posting, the longest gap in its account history. Just UK banter, family. You guys are savage. Okay, wait. Reb, hold on. Merriam-Webster. They actually posted something for July 4th that I thought you would appreciate. Okay, wait. Hold on, chat. I forgot that when you're on Twitter, you have to be very careful. I just realized if I'm gonna scroll, oh God! I just realized if I'm gonna scroll through Twitter, I can't let you guys see. 1 second. 1 second, chat. Ooh. Twitter is a crazy place, man. Anyway, so I get a lot of Merriam-Webster posts on my thing because I like them. And on July 4th, they came out with something so funny, Red. I thought you would appreciate it. Where is it? Oh yeah, they posted about the red card. That was very funny. But this tweet right here. Why is it canceled in the UK, but canceled with only one L in the US? Because we gave them that L in 1776. There was a moment, I read this on July 4th. There was a moment where I'm not even kidding you, I stopped and said, does Brandon work for Merriam-Webster's Twitter account? Like, it was such a Brandon Heat like statement that I legit for like a legit second thought it might have been him. What Brandon posted with his happy trees and that? Yeah, I know, man. Brandon was the first person I heard say like we gave them that L. So seeing Merriam-Webster do this was amazing. Oh. We hold these views to be self-evident. Amazing. I mean, was it an L now that we gave it time? I mean, that's a good question, Reb. That's a good question. That's a good question. What the heck? Yeah, Brennan wrote, what the fuck is a kilometer? I think I responded to somebody and said he meant kill a mile, obviously. We're in a crazy time, chat. We're in a crazy time. Yeah, it's funny, Rep. I wonder like who would win between Domino's UK on Twitter and like Wendy's, because Wendy's on Twitter also goes crazy with the beef, you know, like legitimately. Not gonna lie, I spell cancel both ways. If autocorrect does correct me, I'll let it slide. That's fair. It just makes you a traitor, Wonder, but that's fine, you know. Yeah, it was Chucky who said that. Yeah. Let's pull out our PS2s and just enjoy gaming again, bro. You know, like being serious, I think the PS4 was one of the greatest generations of gaming. Like it's actually very difficult for me to like I don't know. I've been trying to think about what like generation I think was the greatest, and part of me thinks the PS1 like generation, but man, the PS4 generation was strong. Yes, I think the PlayStation 2's controller was my favorite of all time. I agree. And not only was the PlayStation 2 controller feel good, but it lasted for centuries. Wait, was it even wireless? No, it was plugged in. Maybe that's why it lasted forever. Was PS3 the first wireless one? PS2 for you was the best. It's a strong one, Callie. Yeah, it was a hard plug. That's why. That's what I'm thinking. That's why it never ran out. It fucking plugged in, which I kind of miss. I'm gonna be real. To be fair, I plug in my controllers to my PC when I play and stuff, but you know. For me, the 64 was the golden age of gaming. Yeah, no, I get it. It would be a very interesting conversation to have. I would like if we were ever to have a conversation about what generation was the best of gaming, I would want to put together you know, I would have to put together like a series of like things for us to truly judge it. You know? I would have to like legitimately. Also, Chucky, I saw the KFC. Yeah, I think I liked a bunch of them. Everybody was clowning PlayStation. It was insane, man. It was insane. But yeah, we'd have to come up with like a way to like break down. Like you know what I mean? We'd need a system of measurements, because if I just ask you guys what's the greatest generation of gaming, there's a lot of feelings that come with it, and we'd have to figure out a way. You know, I keep my wireless Xbox One controller plugged in when I use it. It would get very annoying put latency with the wireless dongle thingy. Yeah, serious. For the most part, I'm the same way. Because I don't super game on my TV in the main room, but when I play on my computer, we're always plugged in no matter what. You know. Yeah, we'd have to figure out some real criteria. Otherwise, it turns into. On a chat. Wait. A second. Well, look who it is. He's right here. Actually, wait. I don't know if he would have put. Hold on, Maximilian dude. Top 10 games. Full playlist. Was this the one, chat? Max and the dudes have done their top 10 games of different systems. I think this was the one where I thought they were actually gonna kill each other. It always gets a little heated because they're passionate, but I think, was it this one that like, I think at the end Max was like, bro, I was actually getting like upset. Like I was actually getting mad.
Not everyone would be into it. If it's Constellation, that shit made it really far. Alright, let's start doing this top 10.
Yeah, they actually got heated during it.
Because it didn't fucking exist.
I'm starting to think that maybe this is just a little.
And it's amazing. It's 18.
Dude, I was getting mad. Dude, I was getting mad too. Yeah, Callie. I think Wonder was too. Yeah, there's one. Is this the one where Kenny? Yeah, I think Kenny started going crazy.
New Vegas is better. You know what? Really, it's getting really hard.
Bro.
Remake.
Format PC. You guys are fighting super hard for something that you know isn't gonna make top 10. That's the point. You guys are fucking tooth and nail.
The reason this didn't make top 10 because you keep bumping it off the other fucking consoles.
Call of Duty 4 goes.
Fucking get it out then. You motherfuckers.
That's what I'm saying. Why are you fighting so hard?
Because you fuckos kicked it out of the other fucking system. Jesus fucking Christ. You want to take it out? Why don't you just fucking cut my fucking heart out?
Chat, it was like they all of them were kind of intense, but man, this one was wild, bro. They were going crazy. We were watching it. We were like, bruh. Like, to be fair, I didn't even have an Xbox 360, so hold on, chat. I have to reset the Firefox. So I don't have that much of a dog in the race. That's not dog in the fight. That's I was like, dog in the race. Isn't that a horse? Arr! Arr! Yeah, and that's the thing, right, Mage? Like it's hard to be neutral, which is why if we ever do something, like let's say I was like, hey guys, we're gonna do top top Final Fantasies. Bro, you go to the dog races too. No, bro. I did once. Like we would have to like come up with like rules or like, you know what I mean? Like we would have to very much like figure out how we were judging. Because if I ask the chat, what's your favorite Final Fantasy? Everybody says a different one. Somebody says Legend of Mana. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just gets wild, you know? You go every Wednesday? Jesus, bro. I don't know about to tell people that. Also, by the way, Zeroverse. I don't know if you guys follow Gene Park on Twitter. He's great. He was actually on CNN talking about the PlayStation disc issue. Very freaking cool. It was actually very cool. Yeah, Zen, yeah. That's funny. I saw the one where it's Homelander going, it's like the old days. Wow, it comes with a booklet. And then 2015, where's the book? Then 2026, where's the game? Yeah. Yeah. It's a strong meme. Yeah, Gene is great, legitimately. I'm a fan of like Gene and Genki and obviously Shinobi the God, even though I get mad at him because he cooks that good food and he never shares it with me. And sometimes Stealth. And there's somebody else. I'm just remembering their name, forgetting their names. I played the Rubinite demo on Steam. So good, soul like indie pixel art game. Really? Man. By the way, Wonder, to answer your question, Wonder of San. The only way we can save the gaming industry is if Xbox survives. If some of the people who are in charge of PlayStation and other places execs kind of go against the trend, maybe what the shareholders are pushing, that greed culture, and we continue to support indie developers and double A developers who do come out with great stuff, and indie developers have been able to create more and more great stuff. I think if I'm being real though, like we do need a hero. We need a hero. And that could have been Rockstar, and they declined to take up the mantle. We do need a triple A hero. It can be a game company. It could be a console company. It could be a parent company of all of that. I don't know. But triple A gaming specifically needs a hero. Because right now there is none. And it's kind of like All Might. Like when All Might is there, the heroes are better, the criminals are worse. But the moment All Might is gone, things fall. That's just how people are, you know. Chat, if I had $100 billion, I would be your champion, I swear. I would lead us into a golden era. But alas. Sega is our hero. It's the best time. Sega's coming out with some great stuff. You guys know I got accepted to the Sega Creator Content Program. I think a lot of the cool stuff that Sega has coming looks great. I'm very excited to be working with them. They've been honestly incredibly awesome. Yeah, we need somebody. T, thank you so much for the resub for 65 months. Lady T, how are you? Great to see you. You know, thank you so much for joining us. T, we were talking about a lot of stuff. And so, by the way, chat, just as a quick reminder, so we're going to check out this Dawn Walker stuff. Series, I saw you excited about this. I am too. I want to see this Dawn Walker 8-minute quest. We'll look at it. We'll talk about this. And if we don't have any other major things to watch, we're going to call the stream after that because huge thank you to Ubisoft. They gave me early access to Black Flag Resynced. And I was gonna do it today and tomorrow, but because I knew we had a lot to talk about, and I didn't want to just do like a couple hours, we're gonna do that tomorrow and Wednesday. So we're gonna make it a 5-stream week. Ending the stream earlier today lets me take care of some business that I would normally do on Wednesday, so I can actually get some stuff done and make sure we're good for Tuesday and Wednesday. And then of course Thursday and Friday. I have something happening on Friday as well, obviously, and then Thursday. Yeah, it's a crazy week, man. I know, Zen. I know, bro. As someone who has never played Black Flag, I can't wait to play it with you all. I think it's gonna be great. Does someone say Dawn Walker? What's up, Kitten Middens? How you doing? Welcome in, Kitten Middens. Getting Black Flag received early before me. I'm sorry, Zen, but seriously, a huge thank you to Ubisoft. They have been awesome. My contact especially, they've just been really great about it. So I'm excited to play it because I got Black Flag. I played it for 30 minutes. I really liked it and then never went back to it again. Not because I didn't like it, just you know how life happens, right, chat? So it'll be cool to actually play this game that I know so many of you love. But that'll be tomorrow, and then that'll be Wednesday. We'll just kind of see what we're doing, you know. Jack, can you believe Wonder said he goes to the dog races every Wednesday? If there's a Ubisoft, is there a Ubi Hard, bro? Yes. I don't think you should look it up. Sorry, chat. I'm getting rid of all my notations and everything. By the way, isn't it funny, Wonder, that Max is like on vacation and like he just all this stuff is happening. He's just gonna be so pissed, you know. Oh, he goes every Wednesdays. Oh, I see. He creates multiple Wednesdays in the same week. You know, let Wonder do what he's gonna do, bro. If that makes Wonder happy, I'm happy. You know? All right, Zeroverse. Let's check this out. By the way, I'm excited to play Dawn Walker when it comes out. I think it's gonna be cool, man. Last time he went on vacation, everything was blowing up. You're right. He came back like he had been in a war. He was like, how much did I miss? Okay, so I will say this.
He's alive.
This game is running way better than the other previews we've seen, I think. It looks like it's running better.
Who's there? It's me, Cohen. Your brother was getting worried. Asked me to look for you.
Oh, God, thank you. I thought I was going to die here.
Why? There's no other way out?
I don't know. I tried to look, but Cohen, there's something down here.
Onimusha will not like that. I know, gamer. I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna do.
You better be on guard then.
It's insane.
You got some sort of a weapon on you?
No, not really. All I wanted was to get some paint.
Shh. Get behind me. And watch your step.
Imagine he trips. Wait, Deep Down, isn't that the game that was canceled by Capcom? It was the Onimusha was better for you at the other date. Me too, Kais.
What is this place?
Me too.
No idea, but it reeks of death.
Is that Vampire Vision?
What's this? Skeleton of a dog. Or a wolf, maybe?
Did he pick up a rusty hoe?
These footprints, they're yours?
No. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Long dead. Must have fallen down here too, a while back. And what's this? Bite marks.
Oh, God. I knew it.
I feel like we should not be saying this stuff out
Tablets.
loud, right?
Covered in weird symbols.
God doesn't need to know.
Patri, et Filio, et Spiritui Sancto.
Soldiers. They don't look
Yeah, I
anything
want to
like
see
the
the
lads we've got
combat.
today.
That's one of the things I wanted slightly
Red.
improved, right? It looked better, but I wanted to see more.
A woman at the front. She's got the air of a leader. Is this her tomb?
They go, no, it's the tomb of her horse. Her horse gets up. It's a vampire. The horse is like punching them.
Pierced right through the chest. Wonder if that's enough to kill them. Beheaded in one swift blow. God, she must have been strong. Here she's forcing
Bipedal
her
vamp
son
horses.
to
Yeah,
burn.
bro.
Look, Lazar. This woman, she was a warrior. She fought the Valkyrie. She's wearing braces.
Was she Hercules?
Oh, she's wounded. Bleeding. What the hell are these things? They look vicious.
Hey, what's up,
I really
Yegon?
hope we never
Have a
find
good
out.
night, dude. She goes horse racing every Wednesdays, yes. This is Wander's patron saint.
These braces again. The woman, she's ill. On her
Oh yeah,
deathbed.
chat, look at her eyes. She's like, fuck.
What's this? Drops of blood and a tooth to turn her? The Vakir. Was he tempting her with eternal life? Or maybe he wanted to force it upon her.
I'm actually liking this, chat. I mentioned this before. I like when it's like cool stuff to
Here she
analyze.
is, grabbing
lore.
a torch.
It's cool.
A Vakir. Consumed by flames.
She said, I'd rather die.
God, she set everything on fire. Herself included, so that she wouldn't be turned.
Jesus.
Talk about bravery.
Enough! Let's go, please!
What's that dude wearing?
Look at these weapons. They must be ancient.
Oh, hey, I wanted to loot. Okay, it's fine.
A sarcophagus. Just like mourners. Weeping, tearing out their hair.
Gnashing of teeth, chat.
These must be her braces. Tucked right under her head.
Carpathian drip.
Maybe they're still there.
Please don't tell me you want to look for them.
Bro, they're bracers. They look great. Hey, some good bracers. And nobody even came out to fight us. That's great. All right. He said, let's get the fuck out of here.
Did you hear it too?
I yoinked it. Let's go.
God. Oh, good God.
I mean, I yoinked the
We're
bracers.
going to die.
So be careful about. It's crazy how much we're just like grave robbers in these games, you know? We take everything. Oh, that. Okay. Nice helmet. Alright, let's see the combat, chat. The Forgotten Guardian. Not the last Guardian, but the Forgotten one. Did that bitch just parry us? I mean, bro, after playing Witcher 2 and 3, I can definitely see, like, the Witcherum in it. It's the... oh, what? That's it! God damn. I mean, I guess they didn't want to spoil the quest, but God damn. I thought he was gonna fight a few bitches. I was gonna look at it. That was an abrupt end. But here, let's look at it again. So one of the things the impact and the sound sounds better. It looks better and sounds better. I don't like how it looks like he's doing that almost Age of Conan like shuffle with his feet as he's attacking. You see what I mean? Here, I'll show you in a second. You see what I mean? Like almost like kind of like moving but not moving, you know? The walk forward is a little weird. Here, let's look at it again. Bro, listen, Kelly, I gotta look at it, bro. I gotta look at it. I do like that idea. It looks like, yeah, that you have indications on the enemy of what they're gonna do for like blocking and stuff. I do like that. So that like, yeah, he's moonwalking. Yeah, mage. Like, yeah, I wonder if they had to cut it up because for a later preview, yeah. Or like they didn't want to spoil like what happens in the quest. Maybe we'll get another piece. But yeah, it's like, so the actual like impact from the combat does not bother me. I think it does look better. Like the actual combat impact and stuff feels better. But I am not a fan of like when they're like walking, but it's like they're not moving, you know? But again, this is like, I totally could see like some X Witcherum in it. But you see how he's like, it's almost like he's kind of gliding. I'm not a fan of that. That's the Conan Exiles image. Yeah, Age of Conan did it first. Then Conan Exiles took it from them. Yeah. Age of Conan was an amazing. Well, I shouldn't say that. I was gonna say it's an amazing MMO, but it's complicated. I just want to see a longer look at combat because this was such a small slice. Yes, and like the moonwalking isn't gonna like ruin it for me, and I might be able to make it look better. Like the parrying and the impact and the combat definitely looked better than what we first saw. So I'm happy about that. They are working on it. We got a bit of hit stop. You know me, chat. I'm a hit stop bish. I'm happy with a little bit of hit stop in these streets. That parry was really fast. That's actually really good, though. He did an attack and got to parry almost immediately. He threw pocket sand at the bish. Yeah, I see hit stop, which is a plus. Yeah, Wonder Grip. Let's go, bro. I'm telling you. A little hit stop goes a long way. Well, like the combat, the weight of the hits is good, right? I actually don't mind the weight of the hits and the parries. That has been improved. That feels fine. Like, look at that. That has some heft. That's fine. His body, especially his lower body, is a little weird. But the actual like hitting and that has a little bit of weight to it. That does not bother me at all. The speed of the combat is also good. Like, he's able to attack and then get that parry off pretty quickly, which is good. But yeah. Maybe we'll get more of a preview soon. Because the Blood of Dawnwalker, everything about it has seemed pretty good to me. I like the world. I like the idea of it. But I feel like a game like this, the combat is going to have to be pretty good. Like, it's going to have to be pretty stellar. So that could be like a very big make or break it, you know? everybody's upset that he was like looking at the wall and stuff, but I don't have a problem with that. It was showing like some of the lore, some of the depth of like stuff, learning. You don't have to do it, but like learning about the world and some things. I think that's cool. I love to learn about the world, even if it takes a break from the action. I think that's cool.
God, she must have been strong. Here she's forcing one out into the sun to burn.
Maybe what if he misread it, chat? What if she wasn't leading him out in the sun to burn? What if they were like dancing? They were like dancing in the sunlight, and he was like, "She's too good." This guy's just jealous. I'm just saying, Kyler, we don't know. We don't know what it could be. Yeah, that's some dance. Yeah, bro, just holding him. He's like, ah! She's like, yeah, this is my favorite song. What, Callie? I'm being pure. I'm being honest, okay? I'm trying to learn. All right. Yeah, okay. Was there anything else, chat, that we wanted to watch? Because I was trying to check out stuff, and I was like, I don't know if there's anything else. I feel like this was it. Oh, you gonna learn today? I feel like that was it. I don't know if there's anything else. What? Am I under Xeromessiah Vods? Okay. Because bro, Wander. My main channel, Xeromessiah, knows to not even show me that. And I was like, I must be on like Xeromessiah Vods or something. I have to be. They're pushing it again? Oh, this is the one you were telling me about, Callie the G? They're pushing it again? Who is okay, who is Hero Hey? The algorithm's trying to push it. Who is here? Because Hero Hey is not Sebi Webby, right? Is it like another random person? God, this thumbnail, man, I don't know if I could do it. Sorry, chat. This is some personal stuff. It's fine. It's fine, chat. Yeah, people think they can make money. No, they can make money echoing Sebi things. Yeah. It might be. I don't know. I didn't click because I thought it was the same person. Yeah, that's what I thought, Wonder. I thought so too. Yeah, chat. There's a weird effort that's been going on from a very small minority of people who have been trying to like lambast 7 Remake and 7 Rebirth and trying to make the world think that everybody hates that game and those games are not good, even though the user rankings, like the vast majority of people really love those games, even though they have, some issues here and there. There are a group of people who are really trying to push the idea that everybody hates it. And a lot of those people, they, like Rep said, take them out of context, butcher some of the clips to try to make it seem like he said something he didn't. I was actually watching Max when he talked about it because he got on Twitter and he got into a huge conversation about it. Just like proving people wrong and telling them like that's not what I said. And some people just want to make it horrible. And some people are like, oh, they like, chat, here's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, Rep. He was like, mostly he doesn't care. He only cares when they start like putting words in his mouth, and he's like, I will set the record straight if it starts to get too big, which he did. It was great. He was right. He was completely destroying them on Twitter, and it was great. But yeah, Chad, here's how, just so you guys know, for me, I'm not here to tell you guys if you should like a game or not. I'm totally okay with you guys not liking a game. I'm totally okay with you guys not liking a game that I love. That's not what it's about, right? However, some people try to get really popular, all the algorithms and stuff, by either misleading people about what's going on, or what's the best way for me to say this? What's the best way for me to say this without sounding like a jerk? What's the best way? It's like, chat. If you went up to somebody and you said, hey, 2 + 2 = 4, right? And they were like, yeah, okay. And then they started making videos about how it was impossible to know if 2 + 2 = 4. And not only was it impossible to know, but you can't even understand how they could have come to that idea in the first place, right? You would be like, okay, so either this person has like a mental deficiency that doesn't allow them to understand that, which is totally fine, right? Because that happens. Or this person is a grifting, lying, dumb piece of shit. Right? And that's what's been happening with 7 Rebirth, where some people have been like putting up clips and videos talking about like, I can't believe, I shouldn't do the voice. I shouldn't do the voice. Stop it, Zero. They've been like, I can't believe that, they're like, I can't believe that the devs and the writers are doing this. It's like they completely don't understand the first game and stuff. And it's like, no, they clearly do. Nah, bro, they sounded like a goof, bro. Do it. They do. Yeah, they're like, they're literally like, pretend they're like, I mean, they ruined Sephiroth. Sephiroth is now everywhere. In the OG game, you never saw him. And so why would they do that? It's like they don't even care. It's like they don't even know. And it's like, no.
They do understand. They know that the whole fucking world has had 30 years to learn about Sephiroth and do stuff. And so a Sephiroth reveal that is the exact same as the OG doesn't work. Like, it doesn't work. People know who Sephiroth is. Most people know the story. And they're like, oh, but I don't think there's any way they can save it. I think they're doomed. I think Expedition 33 is the only JRPG that understands. Final Fantasy is doomed. I mean, why did they make Red 13 sound like a kid? I mean, where did that come from? And it's like, that was the whole fucking point of the OG game. Even I knew that as a dumb kid. They made it very clear. And they actually are proving the point of why Red doesn't, he talks the way he talks. They're like, oh, in the OG, when you see Sephiroth, he's so strong. How hard he hits that dragon. And you hit for so little, it's to show how weak you are. They completely lose it in Rebirth. And it's like, number one, it's a different combat system. And they're trying to get you used to some stuff. It's fine. Number two, in Rebirth, Sephiroth is so strong when you play him at the start. Sephiroth is so strong that he's just kidding around, Oh, wait, Frag, are we clear? Wait, what? Oh, fuck, chat, wait, what voice is this? Deep? I don't even know how this sounds. But they like, literally, they understand that it's a different type of game, different combat. And they also understand that Sephiroth is just playing games, Sephiroth is just playing games. And you know how you know this, chat? You know how you know Sephiroth is playing games? As he literally is just, even when you control him, he's just like, oh, whatever. And then the moment something serious happens, Sephiroth dashes up faster than you've ever seen and cuts someone. Not to mention, his attacks do that much damage if you pay attention. Compared to Cloud at the start, Sephiroth's damage is insanely high. It's the same thing. People they just try. Oh my God, dude, it's just crazy. And again, yeah, he literally has level 3 magic. I'm gonna turn off clean mic. So for me, it's like, that's what bothers me, chat. It's not that you can not like or like Rebirth. I'm not here to tell you it's the greatest game of all time and you have to love it.
what I extremely dislike is when people take stuff that is not true and intentionally paint it in this negative way, ignoring all the truth and all the stuff just to try to get people riled up and get those algorithm bucks and stuff. It bothers me. And I hate that the algorithm starts to push that shit on me because it's so stupid, man. It's so dumb, man. Oh, I can't take it, dude. That's what I mean, chat, when I say step away. Like, you have to, like, just step away from some of it because those people will make you think that everybody hates it. When in truth, out of 1 million people, 900,000 voted that it's like 5 stars. What does that tell you? You know? I think they're just trying to find a shortcut to farm an audience, in my honest opinion. When you act like a fool like that, you're trying to be foolish. Exactly, Wonder. And that's why I get mad, and that's why I don't pay attention to them and don't give them a lot of like audience. Is because I was like, I have to decide if they just are actually dumb and don't get it. Like if they actually don't get it in a negative, dumb way where like they're trying to make everybody else hate it, or is it a grift? And I was thinking to myself, like, there's no way, like, if you are semi-functional, you would understand this. And it would take a minute, maybe 5 minutes for you to understand it. So the fact that they don't, I have to assume they're grifting and stuff, man. I have to. You know? What was one of the other things he said? He was like, I mean, they made this combat system that nobody likes. The ATB people, the turn-based people don't like it. And the action people don't like it because it doesn't have any depth. It's not good. And so they've made this halfway point that sucks. That's not true at all, dude. That's not true at all. The combat system is fucking amazing. There's so much depth. But this is, you know what this is, Wonder? This is probably the same person. No, I swear to God, he said it, Wonder. I was watching the clip and I got so mad. This is the same person who, when playing Final Fantasy 16, would probably also agree with another person we know who says the combat is dull and there's no depth, right? You reach a point where you're like, either you don't get it, which is crazy, or you're a grifter. That's it. That is the only way. Because it's like, not even, chat, keep in mind, not even saying they don't like the combat. They're saying that the combat is not good in either way and nobody loves it. That's crazy. The stuff you can do with Final Fantasy VII Remake was already crazy, but Rebirth, dude. Oh my God, man. Dude, I ain't listening to a dude that don't know how to say Aerith's name correctly. See, that's why Callie the GOAT. That's why Callie be real about that shit. You know? Yeah, most people want them to use this combat system in 17. It's amazing. It's like actually amazing. But yeah, you know, you know, that's just how it is, right? Yeah, I feel like the RPG elements, I didn't hate them, but they were weaker than what a normal Final Fantasy would have. And that's why I was like, I don't get mad about it, right? Even though it didn't bother me, I totally get that. So it's fine. But if you're going to say the combat was boring, like someone said, and all you do is use your spells on cooldown, and then just spam square, I could not. Chad, I'm not even kidding you. I stopped following a streamer because she was saying something about that. And it was such a wild thing to say from someone who prides themselves on being like a really strong combat souls action person that I, in good faith, could not. I actually unfollowed that day. I was like, in good conscience, I can't do this anymore, man. I can't do it anymore. I can't. Like, it's just, there's some, like, people can have opinions, and Max will say some things that I disagree with. Or, like, Max is like, I don't like the Horizon games. I think they're cool, that's not for me. Obviously, I love the Horizon games. I'm not gonna unfollow him because he said that. Or because I disagree on his take on something. But Max would never make, like, these weird, grandiose statements that aren't rooted in fact, just to get likes, and people in chat going, yeah! I despise that, dude. Oh, man. Anywho, Sorry, chat. Seeing that picture just it flipped me into a place that there's a reason. Like I said, chat, I'm very careful about this. There's a reason that I don't see certain things when I am on my main account because I know how it makes me feel. But all right. We're gonna cut it there, chat. 3 hours is not bad. I thought we were only gonna do like 2 hours. And we're gonna cut this stream a little short so that I'm ready for Tuesday and Wednesday. 5 out of 16 is a great game. Goddamn right, guys. Goddamn right. I want to play the DLC at some point on stream. I think I really want to do that. So if we hit partner, maybe I'll do it at the end of the year. We'll see. Yeah, because I'm ending up doing like a 5-hour stream or 5-day stream. Because we're gonna be playing Assassin's Creed tomorrow and Wednesday, Thursday Witcher probably, and then Friday I have something else coming up that we're gonna do. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just make this a shorter day to talk about all the stuff, so I don't feel like anything is rushed, and we'll be good. 48 Elden Ring playthrough starting tomorrow, dude. Should some things not go the way I want them to, Elden Ring and Souls Marathon is on the window, Hoover. You might get your wish. It might actually happen. But thank you guys so much for joining me, chat. Thank you so much for the subs and the bits and chatting and lurking, and just listening to me rant. But also, we got to talk about some serious stuff, which I think is important. But yeah, all right. So like I said, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back at our normal time, 3 p.m. EST. And we're just gonna basically jump into things and just get going. So, I think that's a good idea. It's like, I don't like to dwell on like the super negative and the rumor just all the time on stream. But when something major happens, I think it's a good idea for us to talk. People to be able to share their thoughts, their woes, their woos. I think it's good, So I'm trying to do that a bit more. But all right, chat. I'm gonna go ahead and head out. You guys have a wonderful evening. I'll see you guys tomorrow.